I hope everything is good. Yeah. Okay. So let's start with today's session. Um, so I don't know how many of you are going to attend ROSCon 2025 in Singapore. Unfortunately, I can't able to attend. So that's what the motivation that I created this session. Um, so like me, I believe there are a lot of people that can't able to attend because of many reasons. For me, it is some personal reason. I can't able to travel now. For some, it may be the expense. For some, there are works, right? So I plan to create a session that be useful for people who are attending and those who are not attending. Okay. So the title of the webinar is a walkthrough of ROSCon 2025 and what to watch and key takeaways. Okay, so we will go through the different activities that is going on in ROSCon, and I had an opportunity to attend a past ROSCon in 2023 in New Orleans, US. I also share some experience from that event. Okay, so let's start. So here is the agenda. First, I will be talking about myself, like what is RoboAcademy and what I'm doing there, and we will kickstart with introduction to ROSCon. That is for beginners. So for those who are not aware of ROSCon and what are the activities there, we will be seeing that, and I will be talking about my past experience in New Orleans in 2023. And then we will be going through the ROSCon 2025 website, like just a walkthrough. We will be also talking and discussing some of the aspects of ROSCon there. And then we will be switching to the slide again to see the key trends, meaning like what are the key topics that is discussing in 2025 ROSCon. Then I will go through some personal favorites on talks and workshops. The title of the slide was like must watch talks and workshop, but there is a problem in that because those workshops are selected by me, right? So I decided to change to personal favorites. It may be a problem maybe for others. Other talks. Who are doing the talks. So I just mentioned like personal favorite. I just picked some of my favorites like from the talks and the workshops. Then there is an interesting thing in ROSCon. That is my personal favorite, the exhibition and the Birds of Feather session. Okay, we will be seeing what it is. Then the diversity scholarship, which is also important. Then we will see the past ROSCon, like the past two ROSCons. Then some conclusion, like what are the things that we are getting from ROSCon for attendees and non-attendees. Then final takeaways, and we can switch to the Q&A. So I think I can plan with a Q&A like a text kind of thing, like you can text in the chat and then I can answer it. Okay, I hope that will work. Okay, so let's start. So first start with the RoboAcademy. It's actually my project. The mission of the RoboAcademy is to create an accessible and affordable robotics and AI education like the Khan Academy. I'm not sure you have heard about the Khan Academy. They are, providing world-class education on, students. So our long-term mission is like that. So that is what RoboAcademy all about. It's my project. And the website, I think you have login from the roboacademy.com. And this is my new program, Robotics and AI using ROS2 and NVIDIA Isaac. Okay. And maybe I can just simply go through my LinkedIn. So this is my LinkedIn profile. My name is Lenton Joseph, and I used to write books in ROS. Then I'm an educator in ROS as well, and running a company called Runtime Robotics, which is on ROS-based consultancy. Okay, and this is the Robo Academy page. Okay. So let's switch to the presentation again. So let's start with the ROSCon fundamentals. Okay, this will be good for the beginners. ROSCon is the annual conference of robot operating system. ROSCon stands for ROS Conference. Okay, and this year it is happening in Singapore next week, October 27, 28, 29, 3 days. Okay. I think it is happening in Suntec Convention Center. It's near to Marina Bay Sands. So it is a very, very exciting conference, I will say. It's a gathering of ROS developers across the globe. You can find developers from the company, then researchers from the academia, and also CEOs from the big companies like NVIDIA. I'm not sure NVIDIA CEO is attending, but big robotics company CEO is attending it. And this is a conference. It's a mix of talks, technical talks, keynotes. Then there will be workshops. Okay, and the main important thing is the networking. So, if you take ROSCon, the first day will be workshops. Okay, first day will be workshops. Second day, the conference will start with keynotes, followed by the technical talks. And the second day also be like that. And in between, there will be lunch breaks, and there is a opportunity to do network. For me, it is what important. Okay, I will talk about that later. So this is ROSCon basically. Okay, this is very interesting a conference if you are interested in robotics or specifically in ROS. There will be exhibition as well from big companies, startups. Okay, so it's an interesting event. But at the same time, it is expensive too, because in each year it is conducting in each country. So last year it was in Denmark, Odense. So in order to go to the event, right? There is an expense involved, and the registration fee is also like $500. There are student discount, but it is expensive. So you can plan your expense and then plan for ROSCon. That will be good. And if it is really worth for you, then plan. Yes. And why it is important? Why it matters? Because in ROSCon you can see the latest technology or latest trends that is in ROS. Okay, you can see the presentations of the latest things happening. Okay, and not only that, you can talk to them. That is again one opportunity. Those who are presenting this, you can meet them and talk to them. So that is a good opportunity, right? So that is ROSCon and why it matters. Okay. And this is about ROSCon 2023, my past ROSCon experience, which happened in New Orleans, US. And so totally it was a good experience. There are some lessons also I have learned, because again, I can explain it now. So it's a big conference actually. There are parallel tracks going on. Technical talks are happening in multiple rooms. Okay, and everyone is actually busy. Okay, so you have to correctly plan to attend this event. Otherwise, you can't make use of it. Okay, because it's a tightly packed conference. So first is the workshop that I mentioned, then 2 days conference. Okay, and the reality is most of the technical sessions will be recorded, and it will be releasing after 2-3 weeks. Okay, after ROSCon, 2-3 weeks it will be releasing. Okay. My strategy was to do the networking. Okay, meeting people and talk to them, creating connections, because everyone is attending. Everyone is coming, right, to that venue. So it is an opportunity to meet them. So here are some pics that I have taken. These people are like popular ROS developers. So I found more time for exhibition. I mean, seeing exhibition, talk to this company, and networking, and attended some specific talks that I have selected, some personal favorites. Okay. So if we take the workshop, there are two categories. There are workshops from the sponsors, okay, sponsors of this event, and there are other non-sponsors workshops too. Okay. So for me, the workshops was not interesting. I can learn most of the stuff from myself. So I didn't went to the this conference workshop. Instead, I used to talk to the people. Okay, that was a strategy that I have taken. And the time for networking is also limited, because once a session start, most of the people will be inside the hall, and outside there will be very little people roaming around. Okay, so during the session itself, you can actually message these guys. There is an app actually they are providing. Using this app, you can connect to these people, and you can select a slot for talking to these people. Okay, and all these guys are roaming around. So during lunch break or afternoon, you can find these guys somewhere, and you can talk to them, create connections. Okay. So this is me in the front row. So actually, this is a group pic, by the way, in 2023. So I'm actually not in the front row. This is, what will I say? I was in the back row. And then when the photographer came, he came to the back and took the photograph. So that's how I came to the front. Okay. So you can see the number of people attending. I mean, it is huge actually. I think around 600 to 1,000. That is the range of people. That is those who are attending the ROSCon. And now we can simply go through the ROSCon 2025 website. You can access the website using this link. Okay, maybe we can simply go through it. So this is the official website, and you can navigate simply by scrolling, and there is an option to purchase ticket. And if you select it, you can see the price, cost of the tickets. If you're a student, you will get some discount. If you register early, then the $250 is the cost. But for general attendees, it is $550. Okay, up to August 17th. And then if you are attending late, then it is around $1,000. Okay, and there is an extra cost for the workshops as well. If you are a student, is $50, and $100 if you are a non-student. So I have seen students who got sponsorship from the universities. Those students are attending, and also sponsorship from the company. And there are individuals also taking tickets and coming to the event. And these registration covers the food, then evening snacks, all this stuff. Yeah, so that is about the costing. And you will also get some discount, special discount or coupon code if you mail to the organizers. I actually got a coupon code last time, and that is not guaranteed, but sometime you will get. Okay. And in the sponsor, you can see the sponsors of ROSCon 2025. And if you're attending the conference, this diagram is actually useful for you. Because from my opinion, visiting the exhibition is actually very important. Okay, you can actually talk to the people, maybe the CEO of the company, you can interact with. So there is an option here, searchable map available here. So once you click this, you can able to navigate to each stall. Okay, like an interactive map. Those who are attending, this will be very useful. Let me go back to the website. And if you check the sponsors, these companies are, I will say, big companies. And one thing that you have to understand is these companies are sponsoring for ROSCon. That means these companies are also working on ROS in different ways. Okay, so from these sponsors, one insight that you will get is these are the companies who are working on ROS. Okay, so if you are looking for job opportunities, I mean, going through this list of companies will be good, because the companies who are sponsoring, like gold sponsors, they will be working more on ROS. Okay, so you can select accordingly. I mean, that is my personal finding. So why I'm saying, because for sponsoring, I mean, becoming a gold sponsor, the expense is very high, right? So the big companies only do that. You can see Nvidia, Qualcomm, Scale, all these companies are big. And there are silver sponsors, and you can find some popular companies here. There are some companies from India. There are most of the companies from Singapore, US. Okay, so this is a good way of navigating companies who are working in ROS. And you can also find the stall in the expo. Okay, and there is a live stream as well. So even if you are not attending, you can able to see the live stream. But I think it is limited to keynote and some technical session, because all the session can't be live stream. But after 2-3 weeks, the recording will be there. Okay. Yes. So the registration that we have seen, and the event is happening on Suntec, Singapore. Okay, it's near to the Marina Bay Sands. If you're familiar with Marina Bay, it's a famous landmark in Singapore. Okay, so now coming back to the slide again. So when I was going through the list of talks in ROSCon 2025, these are some domains that I found interesting, and not only interesting, more emphasis on these topics. Okay, I have seen multiple tech talks related to these categories. Okay, so the first trend that I'm seeing is physical AI. I'm not sure how many of you heard about the physical AI. It is like applying AI on a robot. Okay, and Nvidia is working on it, and a lot of companies nowadays working on the physical AI concept. Then the robot learning, reinforcement learning, foundation model, all these connected to the ROS2. Okay, so this is one thing that I'm seeing latest trend in ROSCon. Then the second is the migration from DDS to Seno. I can explain what it is. So if you work on ROS2, if you start work on ROS2, you may heard about the DDS. DDS is the, I will say, the heart of ROS2. It's a central part of ROS2. That is called the communication middleware. And this time, most of the companies are planning to port the DDS to another communication protocol called Seno. Okay, so that is also going because it's an important update. The third one is a simulation standard. So there are multiple simulators available now, robotic simulators. The simulators are the softwares that you can use for simulating a virtual robot. Okay. Some of the example for simulation tools are Gazebo, then IsaacSim, then Mujoko, then PyBullet. All these simulators are there. So I have seen some talks in ROSCon 2025 to standardize the simulation protocols, all this stuff. Okay, I think all these simulators are independent, and there will be a standard protocol has to be established to communicate with ROS2. Okay, so like Gazebo communicate to ROS2, IsaacSim communicate to ROS2. So there are some other simulators that I missed, but there is a standard protocol is forming for the simulation. That's what I found from the talk. And there is another important topic called ROS2 for industrial application. I mean, ROS1 for academia, ROS2 meant for industrial application, but there were a lot of bugs initially, and it's actually getting stable. So ROS2 for industrial application is a very important topic because we are applying the ROS2 in an industrial application that, you know, for applying to industrial applications should be very stable. Okay, so that is again one area that I have seen. Several talks are related to that. Then again, how to deploy an application of ROS2 in a robot. Okay, deploy and launching. Then I'm not sure you have heard about navigation and move it, or nav2 or move it to. These are some high level frameworks that is available in ROS2. Okay, nav2 framework is for autonomous navigation. Okay, you can build a robot and make it autonomous, build a mobile robot specifically and make it autonomous using nav2. If you have a robotic arm and if you want to implement pick and place application, you can use move it to. So these are two important capabilities or features of ROS2. It's an independent projects, but built using ROS2. Okay. So there are updates regarding these two frameworks. And there is another framework called OpenRMF. It is for fleet management. Okay, so OpenRMF is maintaining by Open Robotics. Okay, Open Robotics is maintaining the ROS, Gazebo, all this stuff. Okay, so OpenRMF updates, OpenRMF related talks are also there. And here are some personal favorites talks from the talks. So I'm more interested in applying AI in robotics. So the first talk that I selected was ROS2, the backbone for physical AI. This is actually presenting by Yadu from Intrinsic or Open Robotics. And there are talks like foundation model for generalistic robot, which is again, sort of physical AI stuff. Then there is another talk from Robotics AI Institute, Advancing Robot Learning with ROS2. So all these things related to applying AI into robot using ROS2. Okay, I'm mostly interested to that domain. And after that, I will be selecting some middleware related, like DDS to Seno, because it's actually big change. Okay. A big company called Dexori, they are heavily funded. It's a big company. They are porting the DDS to Seno in their robot. So there is a talk in ROSCon regarding this migration and all. So that is also important. Then there is navigation and SLAM related. I am not very interested in those topics, but you can. You can also go through this, like collaborative SLAM, meaning SLAM means simultaneous localization and mapping. So multiple robots are mapping together and creating a map. Okay, so that is interesting. Then in the manipulation, there is ROS to control goes industrial. That is again one point that I mentioned earlier. ROS to for industrial application. So the same thing. So ROS to control is a project again like the Now to and Move It to, which is for controlling the actuators. Okay, controlling the actuators of the robot or joints of the robots. So that is again important. Then the last one is the simulation and testing. So mostly, if you are working with ROS or specifically ROS 2, the simulation is very important because the hardware availability will be limited most of the time. So we have to depend on simulation like Gazebo, Isaac Sim, then Mijoko. So this time I mentioned, right, there is a new simulation standard they're discussing. So I will be attending that. And there is another talk related to evaluation of ROS2 simulators. That is also interesting for me because it will be comparing different simulators, and that include Unity as well. Unity is another, you may heard about another framework for creating simulation. So WebBots, Unity, Gazebo, Copilia Sim, a lot of simulators are there. So this talk evaluate it so we can benchmark it and we can find the pros and cons of it. Okay. Then there is another talk from Open Robotics or Intrinsic, realistic terrain simulation in Gazebo. So I am interested to that because Gazebo, if we compare to high realistic simulators like Isaac Sim, Gazebo is a very basic simulator, but this is actually trying to simulate a realistic terrain. So I'm interested how they are achieving it. Okay, so that's all about the talks. And now coming to the workshops, my favorite again goes to the AI in ROS2. So there is a workshop on reinforcement learning for deliberation in ROS2, and there is another workshop. This is a sponsor workshop from AMD, introducing AI PC for embodied AI. So AMD launched an AI computer which is good for running ROS2 and robots. Okay, I am planning to. If I were there, I am planning to attend that. And then manipulation. So there is a ROS2 control workshop, which is also important if you are planning to interface ROS to a hardware. Okay, and there is a sponsored workshop, ROS2 and Move It Pro. Move It Pro is the commercial version of Move It 2. Okay, Move It 2 is the open source version. What Move It does is it can, you can interface a robotic arm to move it, and you can implement pick and place functionality. So Move It Pro has a lot of features. In 2023 ROSCon, there was a Move It Con, happened just before the ROSCon. I attended that, so I am interested to learn Move It Pro. Then there is in the simulation section, there is a talk from NVIDIA, which is multi-robot scene workflow using ROS simulation interface standard in Isaac Sim. So basically, they are trying to implement multi-robots in Isaac Sim using ROS. Okay, that is what I understand, and it is scalable as well. Okay, so maybe a swarm of robot working together in simulation using Isaac Sim and ROS. Okay, and if you're a beginner, then I suggest to go to the last workshop, which is Introduction to ROS and Building Robots with Open Source Software, which is actually conducting by Open Robotics Intrinsic. Okay, so this is perfect for beginners. There is a question, are the paid workshops are also recorded? So unfortunately, the workshops are not recorded. The technical sessions, keynotes are mainly recorded. Okay, I will share a link of the past recording so you can go through it. So this is the important part again. Rather than technical session keynotes, I prefer to these two things. Exhibition, as you know, you can find latest companies like startups, big companies, their products, their different applications. So on the left side, you can find the stall from from a company called Picnic. They are actually the creator of Move It. Okay, so this is a setup. They are working on the space robotics. Okay, there is a project called Space Rose, and this is a setup for that. Okay, so you can able to find these things, and I mean there are multiple robots that you can find like this. I just include two images. So Expo, I don't think you need an explanation. This thing, maybe you are new to it. It's called Birds of Feather session. I have attended in the past ROSCon. So this is kind of an informal gathering. Okay, it's not a formal meeting or something. It is like meeting together. For example, Gazebo Birds of Feather session means people are working with Gazebo, or developers of Gazebo are meeting together. They talk, then they communicate, network, and they are talking about the current challenges of this project. All these things are happening. So this is an opportunity to connect a similar interest people. Okay, if you are working on ROS navigation, you can attend the Birds of Feather session, and you can connect with them. Okay, there will be people from different companies, and you can connect. Okay, so again, I will recommend this. Okay, so that's all about the activities. Now, like, if you are interested to go to ROSCon, okay, if you are really interested to go to ROSCon, if you are a student, imagine you don't have any funding or something, maybe personal funding or like university funding. So this is an opportunity to get an entry to ROSCon. Okay, it's called the Diversity Scholarship, which is designed for individual for underrepresented groups. For example, if you prove that you are really want to attend, but because of the financial situation, you can't attend. Okay, so they will before starting the ROSCon, maybe 2-3 months back, they will also share the ROSCon Diversity Scholarship form, so you can attend it. You can upload the details, and they will select. Okay, they will select, and you will get the complete sponsorship, travel, accommodation, the fee, and also during ROSCon, there is a chance to talk, like in in the venue. There will be an opportunity to present your idea. Okay, different projects. I also missed one thing in the talk. There is a thing called lightning talks as well. Okay, lightning talks. So lightning talks are like 3-minute talks. Okay, the list may be there in the website sometime. They will update it. So this is again a very interesting event in ROSCon. So in just 3 minutes, they will introduce the project. They will show some videos. Okay, and you can see a lot of projects because only 3 minutes is there, right? So multiple projects can be introduced within a span of like 30 or 1 hour. Okay, so there are technical talks, workshops, lighting talks that also you can attend. It will not be boring. Okay, so if you see the past ROSCons, the last ROSCon was in Denmark. Okay, so if you want to see the recording, it's actually in Vimeo. Okay, Vimeo is like YouTube. So if you simply search for ROSCon video, you will get this link. Okay, so past ROSCon means from the beginning you can able to see the technical sessions. Okay, so for ROSCon 2025, they will be updating maybe within 2-3 weeks. So in Vimeo, Vimeo is the platform they are using. Okay, so now the key takeaways. I think for attendees, they are taking, they are investing a lot of money into it. They are investing time and effort to reach the venue and attend. So they will obviously get more things. Okay, there is no doubt about it. So they will get an opportunity for networking. Okay, they will get an opportunity to visit the exhibition, birds of feather session, lighting talks. From all these, I will say the important thing is the networking. Okay, and they will not able to attend all the session, by the way. That is impossible because there are parallel sessions happening. So that's why I mentioned a planning is actually required. You can't attend two sessions in parallel. So they also have to wait for the recorded session after some time. Okay, so for non-attendees, you can watch the live stream. Mostly they are live streaming the keynote and the public events. Okay, I'm not sure they are live streaming the technical session because there are multiple tracks for it. So there will be recording, but live streaming, I'm not sure. Okay, you can see all the sessions in parallel. That may not be happening. Okay, so that is what you will get. Like mainly, you can watch recording and live stream. So even if you're not attending or attending, I think it is actually a platform for leveraging your work. Okay, even if you're I can quickly share my friend's experience in ROSCon. He got a research internship, I think in MIT, because of a conversation he had with a researcher in MIT. Okay, in anything can happen in a conversation. So before going to attend, I think it will be better to create a plan. Okay, so like imagine I have to find some opportunities in some specific area like physical AI. Okay, plan accordingly, find people and talk to them. Okay, so that then only it will be fruitful. And this is the live stream link. Okay, roscon.ros.org. You can simply watch it. I want to say, yeah. Okay. Okay, thanks everyone for attending. I will be editing. If I get time, I will be editing this session and re-upload the same. So thanks for attending. Okay, I will be publishing the slides as well. Okay. Thanks everyone. Bye.